set in the favela you always have. Sometimes the last mod of a TV set.
And alcohol? No.
Alcohol?
And alcohol. TV and alcohol? It used to be.
Alcohol is cheap.
Yeah.
Cachaça is cheap.
But now I see, I went on your Great Favela tour, I saw like businesses, people with cell phones. It's a big market for people, for the corporations. I guess they're looking into favelas and advertising and opening banks and everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of commerce. It's very dynamic. You went to Rocinha, is the biggest favela in Brazil, but it's very dynamic. The economy there, kind of a black market economy. Not many of the taxes are not paid, so prices are lower.
Right.
But
everything was half price. I wanted to take my wife there for a shopping spree because everything seemed half price. Just 2 miles away, we come down to Copacabana, and it's like an airport. The prices are much higher.
Yeah, but you don't expect to find the very best quality stuff there. No, generally it's lower quality. Services there can be good because services you pay directly to the one that will make the services instead of paying that for someone that will pay the employee to make a service like electrician, mechanics, stuff like that. There is a lot cheaper, and you pay the person. You don't pay someone that will pay him a very low salary, because someone here will have to pay a lot of taxes, and the profit margin is quite big also.
There's a lot of skilled hands. Yeah, that's where the tradespeople are in the favelas, the skilled hands, as we say.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, they depend on themselves to make money, because if they depend on the government, they will make no money. The government don't give much to them, so they depend on their own skills. It's a very dynamic economy, especially in the favelas, especially there.
Do you feel that you're part? Quickly though, how did you start? What is your preamble? What did you try to do when you wanted to start this favela business?
Well, once I started the tour, this was 20 years ago.
1994, right?
1992, exactly 20 years ago. In Rio 92, I made my second tour ever. My first was like 2 weeks before. My second was during Rio 92, the first environment conference, with an American guy and his Colombian girlfriend. This was my second tour. So this was exactly 20 years ago. I started the tour based on my own experience working in Senegal and Africa. I was working for Club Med. I was a Brazilian guy working in a French hotel in Africa. But in Club Med, I was feeling I was in France. Outside Club Med, I was feeling I was in Africa. So I was interested to be in Africa as I was in Africa. Around the hotel was, if I could say, a favela around, but was my flavor of Africa. And I was interested on that. And based on my own experience, once I came back to Rio, I decided to make a tour for people that would be like myself, looking for something more realistic. And favelas are part of it. And so I started to make the tour. It was not much accepted on the beginning. There were a lot of criticisms, many people skeptical about that, trying to discourage me for making this, even people from my family, friends. But today it became kind of a must in Rio, and many people are doing with our company or many other companies proposing other tours to favelas. But
what were your major challenges starting up though as an entrepreneur? Did you go to school for entrepreneurship, or you just learned on the street, basically?
No, this was my personal initiative, and well, I just wanted to make, and I studied tourism. I did not end university. I made only for a year, and then my tourism university was actually Club Med. I spent 3 years there, traveling around the world a little bit. I was young. I was 21 years old, and once I was 22 to 23 years old, I decided to make this tour. And that's.
How did you make connections though, like in the favela itself? How do you make deals with the local?
I went there on the small community. Went Villa Canoa, as I still live not so far from it. So some people there knew me since I was a little kid. I went there and said to the people I wanted to make a tour there, and they were very enthusiastic about that. It was a general meeting. There were many people. I introduced myself. Many people knew my face at least. In Rocinha was about the same, but I did not know many people. All the beginning I was kind of shy too, because 20 years ago, the reputation for danger in Rocinha was already existing. So I did not know anybody there, but the more I was getting in, more people would approach to myself and say, oh, you're bringing tourists here, why don't you take them over there? Oh, I will show you somewhere, you have to show them. Because people were interested to get foreigners to go there, also to change this bad image that favelas are no-go areas. If the foreigners were going and seeing that they were not no-go areas, as the media portrayed favelas, that would be good for the favela itself. And so they understood that. I never had any kind of barriers inside the favela to do the tour, but from outside, hotels, agencies, they were kind of skeptical about it.
Do they feel it would put a stain? I remember when Michael Jackson did his video, they tried to stop him from filming in a favela or something like.
Yeah, more the authorities of Rio. Because they would associate Rio to favela and to poverty and to crime and all this stuff, which can be somehow true, but better is going there to see in a place that is associated to violence, poverty, crime, all that. There is another side, different than the one that the media portrays. It's much better going there to see that than staying away, perpetrating that bad image. The favelas are no-go areas, so you should never go, so stay away. So what do you do for changing if you stay away? So